We have the power to make money. What we have done is we have deferred this to the banks, i.e. one bank, the Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank has no reserves. It's not a bank. It is a fraudulent corporation operating in this country, owned by the Rothschilds and the Windsors and the Rockefellers, and they are the only ones benefiting from us using and paying with cash. How you pay is you discharge against your bond. Your birth certificate is a bond. You have more value in here than any fine that they can give you in any court under the sun. This is your value. It's your life. They stole this from you. When you were born, you were issued one of these. This is a birth certificate. It should be called a death certificate. How you pay is with promissory notes, Bucko 5, negotiable instruments, not with cash. We have to stop using Federal Reserve notes or Reserve Bank notes. They are owned by criminals, i.e. the Windsors, a criminal family, and the Rothschilds, another criminal family. I'm paying it this afternoon with a promissory note.
You're going to pay $130,000 this afternoon?
Yeah, absolutely. There won't be another court date. There won't be any other hearings. It will be paid the honourable way. In fact, it's not even honourable because I feel that I'm committing fraud by doing it anyway, because I shouldn't be cooperating at all with this filthy, dirty commercial system. You and I have been monetised, brother. You have been monetised through that instrument. You are money in the eyes of banksters. You know the banks pay $6 million for these from the hospitals, and you know how much they get turned around? These are securities on the stock market. You're making $6 billion by the time you retire for the Rothschilds, mate. They've got plenty of gold taps and champagne and caviar and cigars in their mansions, while a good portion of humanity are starving to death. And wars that the Rothschilds are perpetrating on the planet. All those wars, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya. There's only one family in this country that benefits from tollways, and that's the Salteri family. One criminal mafia family that gets all the benefits. None of that goes to paying taxes or for infrastructure. None of it.
Why didn't you get an e-toll card? Wouldn't this have solved a lot of problems for you?
Yeah, I did. I did have one. Yeah. What problem? I don't have a problem. They have a problem.
You've got $130,000 in fines, though.
They're fictional fines, brother. They've been sent to Mr. Santo Bonacci.
They're not fictional, though.
Oh, they're absolutely fictional.
The court says you've accrued them.
Doesn't matter what this crock of shit court says.
So why did you come then? If you don't have any regard for what they say, why do you come then? Why do you entertain them?
Well, because this is what honourable people do. Because I'm going to show Australians how to pay. I'll be making videos how to pay, so that we stop using Reserve Bank notes. Every time you go and pay your utilities, you are compounding the national debt. Do you realise that? I don't think you realise that. You think you're kind of laughing at me, think, oh, this guy's a nut.
No, I'm not, mate.
Yeah. You must understand, brother. You must understand. Every time you use that cash, that is blood money.
Are you not going to jail?
Value is your time.
I'm a live man. I don't go to jail. They can put Mr. Santo Bonacci in jail if they want to. See that? Read here, folks. Read here. Legal tender. This is not money. This is useless debt note, and it's blood money owned by the Rothschilds. One family. Friends, learn how to pay. Make promissory notes and discharge your debt with proper promissory notes. These are legal tender. This is fraud.
Will you be back?
And every time you use it...
Will you be back in court in 3 months?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, mate.
Won't happen.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Yeah. And do the honourable thing, brother, and put the right message out. And don't edit it like the other monkeys do.
Leave the voice
Because
on as well.
you only make fools of yourself if you because you're a slave of Murdoch, brother. You're a slave of Rothschild. You're a slave of the Windsors. You're a slave of this corporate criminal government. This is a private corporation registered on the Securities Stock Exchange Commission in New York. The sheriffs are registered on the Securities Exchange Commission in New York. They are all private corporations, friends. Please don't do business with these vampires. These are destroying our countries. So what happened today was the judge basically ordered, I settled the case and ordered that we pay. Now, how am I going to pay? Well, what anyone would normally think of paying is, as paying would be to give cash, right, or write out a cheque against their bank account or something like that. But this is the thing. We have the power to create money, just as banks do. Banks have got printing presses to create money. Well, how do we create money? Well, by making promissory notes. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to settle the account. Now, they know what that means. These bonds here, they're worth billions. And they are potentially ours to claim. I mean, because we are the principal of our birth certificate bonds. Now, in ignorance, we think that that's just a certificate saying that we're a member of this particular society or we're a citizen, etc. But what that is that is actually a financial securitized bond. And they float these on the stock market, and basically only the banks profit from our birth certificates. So when you discharge a debt, you are actually discharging against the value that is in there, or rather the value that we have, because we have been collateralized against these bonds. Because since 1933, when they removed the gold standard, the banks put all countries on the globe in debt. They've bankrupted the whole. So this is a bankruptcy. So what they're doing is administering the bankruptcy here in this private commercial court. It's not a common law court. It's got nothing to do with, say, Queen's Bench or common law or equity or human rights. It's just an administrative court. So all they're doing is, all they want is to be paid, okay? So basically we went in there today and in honour offered to pay. And so the point is, when I do pay, I will be paying against this particular bond with a promissory note. And so what that does is it takes cash out of their hands, because they are supposed to be settling, they're supposed to be doing the bookkeeping for us. They're public trustees. You see, they know this. They know that they are supposed to settle all of our accounts because we've got value far in excess of any of these utility bills or tax bills and liabilities and etc. All of our liabilities, these people as public trustees who steal our tax money for their work, to do their work, are actually double dipping when they fine people and charge people and force them to pay with reserve notes. Reserve notes belong to one family. They don't belong to us. And this is a warmongering family, the Rothschilds, and this is why we are perpetually in debt and in war, because we are actually using their notes, and we have to stop using their notes. We have to learn how to pay with negotiable instruments, with promissory notes, with the $1.05. Learn about the $1.05 and give them, their money lawfully and honourably instead of committing fraud. For every time you use those notes, you're committing fraud. Whatever you pay with, however you pay, other than making your own money. So friends, the moral of the story is learn how to make money, because we have more power than banks to make our money from our value.